The kind of questions that you asked when you came to my studio, I was telling Jay about this. You just think different. Like most people want to see, oh, the cool studio sets and what the office is like. Your question was like, I want to see what the ideation process is like and how those creative meetings happen. And I was like, that is such a smart question. So the way that you think is just so different than everyone else, and I think has led to your success. But I can't help but think that there must also be so much pressure that comes with being number one, right?
Oh, of course.
And so you're number one literally in every chart. No matter what you do, it seems to be number one. You do a podcast is number one. Like your video views, number one. You launch a burger, like whatever it is. So how do you overcome like that? Is there like an anxiety that comes with being number one where you have a fear of losing it? And how do you keep outdoing yourself as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because like for the main channel, every video gets at least like 50 million views now. Right. So like everything we film in these videos, every single frame, 50 million people are going to see, sometimes upward to 200 million. So like there is a lot of stress with that. Because like if we film something I don't like it, it's like, gosh, a lot of people are going to see it. Or like if I have a video that only gets 30 million views, my channel's dying. And Twitter loves to tell me that. Like, everything has to be like perfect, great. Yeah. Or if I just have like one scene, one video that's a little off, like, I'll get thousands of comments and thousands of tweets of people just being like, yeah, this isn't your best work, or Mr. Beast is getting lazy or whatever, which is fine. I don't, it's part of it. You probably don't want to be in the spot I'm in unless you just enjoy the pressure, because it's everything. People read in, like even like if Carl's like in TwitchCon for a video, so we film a video and he just couldn't make it. People are like, theorizing, Carl's out the gang. Mr. Beast is replacing Carl. Oh my gosh.
With Dhar
also,
Jay.
He got lazy. This 10-second bit was a little worse. Also, this channel's dying. It got 30 million views.
Gosh.
Or whatever. So like every little thing too, people like to take out of context or whatever. We're doing things that have never been done before, but people have also normalized to it. So like me giving away $1 million now is like the equivalent of anyone else giving away 10 grand.
Yeah.
It just like, I don't know. People just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Not that they don't care, but they're just like, it's just normal. You know what I mean? So everything we do. So then, but I also like to just naturally make the videos bigger and bigger, but they're already bigger. And then I do something like Squid Game, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. And then now I want to do every video like Squid Game. And so, yeah, it's a lot. The answer is a lot of pressure, nonstop.
Yeah. And, I'm just curious as to how you overcome that. Because I remember when I was first started filming, I was in my videos and I would see some mean comments and I would be like, am I even on the right career path? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of young people that are so terrified as to like what their peers and classmates think. Even like adults, right? You're just constantly worried about this judgment. And I think that's what's preventing people from like even going after their dreams or having them quit too early. So how do you even overcome like that pressure?
I mean, for me, it's been like this the last 6 years, every hour of every day. So I'm just kind of used to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like weird when I don't touch my phone for a couple hours and I don't feel stressed. That feels abnormal to me, which is not healthy. And I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just the life I've created.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, if I was like, oh, we found a way to do this more efficient, so I have a couple extra hours. So I'm like, okay, let's start a gaming channel. I just, naturally, it's in me to like push and hyper optimize my time to like just do more things.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's ever going to be a world where I'm not stressed 24/7, but it's all self-induced. Like no one's forcing me to do a reaction channel. No one's forcing me to run a charity or a gaming channel or have a virtual restaurant or a snack brand or the main channel or the other stuff we're working on.
Gosh, that's a long list of things right there.
Exactly. So it's like, but, or even like do this podcast, like I don't know. Like my whole life, I've just felt like I always love optimizing my time to get the most out of it. Like that, weirdly enough, is one of the things that bring me joy. Like, all right, if I sleep 8 hours, I got 16 hours. How can I derive the most amount of value out of this 16 hours as possible? Okay, well, so I don't lose my mind, I probably got to set aside like 2 hours to watch TV at the end of the day and decompress. All right, how do I get the most out of those 14 hours? Go. And that's weirdly like very fun to me to like treat my life like an experiment and try to get as much value as possible.
Yeah.
But for most people, I would say just, you don't really need to read every comment. You just kind of like need to derive the overall majority. Because like a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll read 200-300 comments and they'll remember like the 2 or 3 negative ones. Right?
Yeah.
You could read 50 comments in a row that are like, this is a great video. I love you. You put in a lot of effort. I appreciate you. And then just one that goes, honestly, this felt a little lazy. Like, I think you could do better. And that's the only one you're going to remember if you're not aware of that, like how your brain naturally works. And so I think it's important that when you read feedback online, you just try to get the overall consensus and not hyperfixate on one, which is very hard for us to do. Because then you'll put your phone down and you're just going to subconsciously think about that one negative
comment. Have I fallen off? Am I gaining weight? Am I?
Yeah, exactly. You're
Is this a bad haircut?
The 50 nice ones before that, you don't remember them. You just don't. And so that I think is the skill set to reduce that stress and pressure. Is like, how do you measure? Because feedback is important. You might actually have just made a bad video that your core audience doesn't like. So you need feedback. It's not like you can just never read comments, never read tweets. It's just like the skill set that I think is very important is how do you derive what the overall opinion is, not one. Because 90% of creators I meet, just one bad comment or tweet can just ruin their whole day.